I'm Ashton Addison from the Crypto Coin Show, and today on Blockchain Interviews with Herbert Sim, COO of Websea. Herbert, welcome to the show, and thanks for taking the time.
Thank you for having me today.
Excited to dive into the Southeast Asia region for Web3 trading, for Web3 gaming. I know it's very hot, and I feel like a lot of people that are watching from North America probably need to know a little bit more about just how hot it is, because I know there's a lot of people bullish, but I feel like they would be even more bullish when they realize that the amount of craziness going on there. I would love to start off our conversation, first of all, by hearing a little bit about your background in business and blockchain, what got you so excited to lead in Websea, and then we can dive into all the details.
Awesome. Okay, so starting off, my name is Herbert Sim. I'm known in the industry of crypto as the bitcoinman.com. So I founded this in 2016. It's actually a venture capital, and I've been, investing into multiple projects as well over the past 8 years now. Now, how I first joined this industry, I founded the world's first repository for compiling blockchain research papers called Crypto Chain University in 2010. So this is basically a repository, open source, compiling research papers. So fast forward 2017 to 18, I was the Global Operations Director at Websea, which was the biggest crypto exchange in the world from 2013 to 17. Back then, I was part of the core team that actually launched Websea token that raised 400 million in 13 seconds. So that actually got me pretty famous and known as the S.E.A. In Chinese, it just means Bitcoin hero. And that is how Bitcoin Man came about. So I started pushing it, and fast forward again, 2023, we launched Websea. It's a hybrid crypto exchange. So it's centralized and decentralized combined. So this exchange was founded because of the FTX crash, right? Centralized exchanges, when they crash, all the funds disappear. Okay, so we are here to solve a pain point, right? Which is now the thing is, if centralized exchange are not safe, people will rush to decentralized exchange, right? But why are people still not rushing to decentralized exchange? Is simply because DEX is too difficult to use. It takes a crypto guru just to learn how to use a DEX, right? So what we have done here at Websea is we have created a DEX with the user interface of a centralized exchange. So front end, it feels like a Binance OKX, right? But back end is actually a Uniswap, PancakeSwap. So that way users get the benefits of, very easy to use interface, while all their funds are always safe because the user funds are always with the users, not with the exchange. So at any one point of time, if the exchange gets hacked, like this, the funds will always stay with the users. And that is the benefit of Websea. So we see this, going to be the next biggest trend in the entire industry, because as we all know, exchanges is where all the user funds is, right? And it's a matter of time before, touch wood, something bad may happen, right? So many hacks happen across the past 15 years of Bitcoin inception up to date, right? So the thing now is it's imperative that users learn how to use a cold wallet or a decentralized exchange, and that is Websea.
Wow, very cool, Herbert, and I love that backstory on investing there. I'm excited to dive in and pick your brain on the investments that you and your team are making with Websea Labs. But on the exchange, I feel like it's very important to have both of those parts that you're talking about, where it's a hybrid, as in you have the DEX functionality, but the easiness and the usefulness of a centralized exchange. I feel like with the introduction of layer 2s on Ethereum and other blockchains that are compatible with very low cost and being very fast, it seems that more people are inclined to start using DEXs. I think that was one of the major barriers when it was just sort of Uniswap on Ethereum, was that you do a swap and it would be like $100 or something crazy. And people were like, well, if I trade on the centralized exchange, sure, I need to trust a third party with my crypto, but at least I can do it for like, decimals of a percent and not $100. Where do you sort of see the transition of moving from centralized exchanges to decentralized? Will it ever flip? Are we going to see this hybrid as the go-to strategy, or do you think DEXs will become more popular than centralized exchanges eventually?
So, okay, that's a very good question. So I joined the crypto industry in 2010, right? Shortly after Bitcoin was founded. Back in the early days, there were practically almost no crypto exchanges. The one that I was using back then, right now, is already defunct. It's called Verge. You can still see it on Wikipedia though. Now, the thing is, subsequently, then moved into the Mt. Gox days, right? MT Gox. So, and then there was a massive hack. And that is how Huobi then became famous, right? After the hack, Huobi from 2013 to 2017 was undisputedly number one. 2018, that's where Binance came about and then far surpassed and overtook, right? So now, up to date, Binance is complete dominance of the market now, despite, even with SEC pressure, Binance is still number one. So the thing now is, the way I see it, with regulators coming in and pressing down on centralized exchanges, it is a matter of time before users start porting over to a decentralized exchange. And that is why you are seeing even the likes of SEC is pressuring Uniswap. Okay. Now, the thing is, where we come in with Websea, we are a hybrid, right? So we want to give users the chance for them to hold their own funds, right? While trading on a centralized exchange interface. Okay. And that is what here at Websea, we want to empower users with that option. Okay. Now, with that option being said, we launched in August. We also launched our own native token. It's called WBS. So with WBS, we created something very unique, which is the true decentralization. We're giving money, the economics of things, to the people again. Power to the people. How we do that? Every new registration they come in, we started by giving out 100 WBS. At the launch, it was 18 cents. Today, each token is worth $2.50, roughly. Okay, so at first we were giving out 100, which means in today's value, it's $250 per registration. We have reduced it now. Every registration today gets 20 WBS. So that's approximately $50 per, new registration. Now, anybody you refer, again, you get 10 WBS, unlimited. So if, for example, you're an influencer with 100,000 people, right? 100,000 times 10 WBS, you will get 100,000 WBS times 2.5, right? That is 250,000, just like that, just by referring. 250, $250,000, right? So we are seeing our exchange within 6 months, we exploded to 600,000 users within 6 months, right? And today we have approximately around 60 to 80,000 active daily traders, right? So I think we have come very far in the last couple months. I would say less than a year, we have already closing into about 800,000 users now. And the only reason for this explosion is because we truly embrace decentralization, which is giving money out to the people. Okay, we really share. Caring is sharing, right? So we are really sharing our entire, I would say, tokenomics with the community. So users that are viewers that are actually listening to this, quickly sign up an account, right? You get this 20 WBS sign up registration. And with your referral link, start sharing with your friends. Every friend that register, you get 10 WBS as well, right? So now we are probably the only exchange that is giving out such benefits today, right? The big boys like Binance, Whoopee, OKX, they are already a big boy. They don't need, to be giving out rewards like this. But for us, because we're still new, so we encourage users to catch this opportunity ASAP.
That's awesome. It sounds like incredible growth in a short amount of time. And, it can be hard for an exchange to get to that level of Binance and then on top of that, have the continued growth where you see a large percent of daily active users choosing Websea as their priority for the exchange. What do you think are the key factors to retaining users on Websea, or what are the traders needing as a priority in an exchange to make it their number one exchange? Is it the lower transaction fees, or having the right coins listed right away, or something else?
So at this point, if you go actually onto CoinMarketCap, for example, we are almost close to $1 billion already right now in terms of market cap. And obviously, we are seeing a 24-hour volume of around 13 million trading. So the thing is, with WBS, we're actually empowering our users as well as the community, and for them to actually capitalize on it, right? So myself, if for those that are already following me, I have up to date about 2.5 million followers across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, known as the Bitcoin Man. So I'm speaking at different conferences across the world. In fact, I was just speaking in Hong Kong, Dubai, even Tokyo, and I was also at Money 2020. So I could actually be on the ground at conferences and experience, I would say, market sentiments, right? And you're starting to see actually the market is picking up once again, right? We are moving into the bull market already, and people are getting excited. So if you remember, the past three bull runs were actually led by China market, okay, past three bull runs. Now, the thing is, this year alone, I was sharing my ideas with Cointelegraph actually. I was telling them that this year we will see the price action of 148,000 by end of this year for Bitcoin, right? I am quite confident of this price because, like I mentioned, the past three bull runs led by China, and right now, in fact, just today, Hong Kong Bitcoin ETF was approved, right? So I think it's very, very exciting. In fact, they're also talking about a possible Ethereum ETF as well, right? So all this will actually, so Hong Kong is basically a sandbox, the doorway, the gateway into China, right? So now Chinese market can all come through Hong Kong to buy into Bitcoin, Ethereum through the ETFs, right? So now the thing is that is going to open the floodgates suddenly, and Bitcoin price could, quadruple suddenly, right? So hitting 148,000 is actually very easy number to hit. And why I put 148 this number, it's a lucky number in Chinese, So it's like when we hit 69,000 back then, right? It was a very cheeky number, 69. So I foresee another, I would say, a cheeky Chinese number coming up, right? But we'll see. It's hard to predict how the market is, right?
Yeah.
But the thing now is, here at Websea, we are really, really excited. So what we have done this year is we actually launched Websea Labs, venture arm. So we have we actually set aside 100 million, okay, for this fund to actually incubate and invest into projects. And the mandate so far is to target on GameFi projects, because we want to bring these GameFi projects into our Web3 ecosystem as well. right? So I think it's a very exciting times because we're seeing not just the Gen Z, right? We're seeing the alpha generation as well, younger than Gen Z, right? So they are all the gamers. And these gamers are our future. Okay, they are the younger generations, right? And all of them are crazy into esports and gaming. And that is what we want to bring into the whole entire ecosystem of the crypto exchange itself. We want to make it in the sense that in the near future, gamers can play and make money at the same time. Okay, right now there is such games, but very limited. You know, from your sandbox to Axie Infinity, right? While they are, you know, they have gamified finance. However, to be honest, we are still at a very rudimentary stage, right? So we are looking out for new games that are super fun to play, super exciting for the users, and yet at the same time have the opportunity for users to make money while playing games, right? So when we were younger, we were playing our computer games, and our moms, our dads will come in to, you know, hey, stop playing games, go back to your work, like go back to study, right? But now will come a time where parents will be like, why you stop playing games? Go back to play your games, you know, because while playing games, they're actually making money for the family, right? So I think we're going into very exciting times ahead.
Definitely. No, that's very exciting. And also very exciting about the Hong Kong Bitcoin ETF and that magic number. I'm actually going to keep that in the back of my mind, that 148. And that would be amazing, especially if it happens by the end of 2024. That would be significant gains, which has already happened. But on the gaming side, Herbert, I think the market size for gaming is huge. Like, it's much bigger than crypto at the moment, but when they combine, I feel like that's where crypto is really going to start taking off. What are you looking for with that investment fund? Are you looking for specific types of games, like hyper casual games, deep hardcore MMOs, or just things that are using blockchain in a specific way? You know, what kind of investments are you looking to make in Web3 gaming?
Okay, that's a very good question because in the past couple months, being at all these conferences across the world, right? Anywhere from, you know, out of Asia, from Hong Kong, Singapore, you know, even in Bangkok itself, and when I was in Dubai, you know, so I'm seeing I would say in every region, I would see new different type of projects, right? So presently, I think okay, if you're a VC yourself, you and attending a conference, you would see all types of games, you know, like what you have mentioned. And to even top that, there's even iGaming, which means online casinos, your slots, and more, right? And being at Token 2049 in Dubai, for example, one of their highlights was Pavel Durov on stage, right? The founder of Telegram, talking about the latest development, innovations, and all. And I actually saw a lot of Telegram developers on site as well, right? And they were developing, right, games built on Telegram itself, you know, using the Ton blockchain. And on top of that, so there's even online casinos on Telegram, which was really an eye opener, I would say, right? But here at Websea, we kind of stay clear of iGaming, right? We're very much focused more on towards like I mentioned earlier, actually, it's all about having an ecosystem, right? A very fun game with an ecosystem for users to make money, right? The more intricate and the more exciting way of making money while playing games, that is exactly what we're looking for. Because the thing is, if the user is so excited playing the game and at the same time they are making money, I think that is what will draw the masses into the game, right? So game adoption will be easy peasy, right? And with this game adoption, like the masses are playing this game, what will happen is this token will definitely fly, right, to the moon. And when that happens, it means as an investor, right, the ROI is it's going to be a crypto unicorn. And that is what we are looking for specifically.
Yeah.
So I guess at this point of time, we are constantly on the lookout. So what we have actually came across recently is actually a very simple farming game, right? And a lot of people are now jumping in and getting very addicted. We are incubating this project now, and we have actually integrated it into our crypto exchange itself, which means that users can play their games. The in-game credits can directly change to our WBS tokens. And WBS tokens are worth, like I mentioned, anywhere from $2.50 onwards, right? So that is actual cash for playing your games. Yeah.
Wow, very cool. I got to check that out. I feel like it's a great strategy to have the game integrated in an exchange directly, because more steps involved if you don't have the integration. It's already enough for getting gamers to set up their wallet and figure out their NFTs. It should be like easy to change your currency or change your NFT. So I like that strategy. And you mentioned there about the sort of the profit maximization of games. I feel like that's very important. We saw that sort of experimented with Axie Infinity, but I feel like there's also a balance between creating a game that has maximum financial incentive with a game that actually it's a good game for the user experience and just overall, but also sustainable. And I think that was one thing that maybe Axie Infinity didn't have perfect, was that it was so financially incentivized that it did really well, but then it sort of couldn't sustain for some of these great games that we've seen over the years that are still popular 20 years later. How can we invest in a game that has great financial incentive, but also leaves a legacy like Counter-Strike or Call of Duty that people want to keep playing it for years and years and years?
That's very true. So that I was from the early days of crypto in 2010. What I can say is basically in the very early days, I was actually playing games like RuneScape, Diablo 2, and you'll be surprised that there's an entire ecosystem whereby people were selling their in-game credits for real life, for example, Bitcoins. And then Bitcoins, you can change it to even the likes of marijuana, right? As a high school student, or university college grad, people were actually, so there's this whole entire ecosystem back in the day. So I think that is something very interesting for the early days of crypto. And you'll be surprised that even today, people are still trying to create this ecosystem for crypto, right? So now the thing is, I would say in the past 15 years, crypto has adapted very quickly, right? At the same time, we have yet to crack the secret, right? Like you rightly mentioned, Axie Infinity touched the surface, but no games have actually successfully have this longevity for sustaining the ecosystem. So here at Websea, we are actively looking out for that crypto project that is able to build this longevity within its ecosystem, right? So even here at Websea, we are testing it out ourselves, right, by integrating this game into our crypto exchange, right? So we may very well be among the first crypto exchanges in the world that's actually integrating a game into the exchange itself, right? So I think I would say I pride our exchange, Websea, being the forefront of technology, right? Whereby we actually found a baseline where we are able to truly embrace decentralization, giving money to the people, right? At the same time, being able to sustain it, right? And if you are already using our exchange, you would see state-of-the-art technology from copy trading, right? Even to AI assisted, AI assistants, right? To actually share tips and tricks based on historical data of the charts, right? They are able to tell you what positions to take, to long to short, what position to enter. something that no other exchanges in the world is offering right now, and we have it, right? So the thing now is we are able to move very quickly because we're still a small ship, a small speedboat, right? While the big boys are like giant crews, right? Oil tankers. So for them to turn, it takes a while. But the moment they turn, they can be very fast, right? But we are very agile. We are moving very quickly and adopting quickly. And and right now, where we are moving towards, our mandate is actually GameFi, which is the gaming finance, right? And I do see this very much as the future of crypto.
That's incredible. And yeah, I think with the amount of people, especially in Southeast Asia, that are gamers in a sense of, even if they're just casual gamers, it's becoming a very large majority percentage. Tying that in with crypto and making those two closer than ever, I feel like will add value to both of those industries. So I'm looking forward to see how it plays out, Herbert. And I'm also looking forward to, I want to try out the game in Websea, make an account, get some of the Websea token, and then try out the game, because I haven't seen a game inside of a crypto exchange before, and I think that's a great idea. So I'm going to
Yes,
check it out.
please. So maybe I can share something as well because okay, so there's even a game that I came across that has a helmet, okay, that acts as reading your brain while you're playing the games. They are
Wow.
collecting the data. So I'm sure we all heard of Neuralink, right? Where Elon Musk put this computer chip in the brain, and people are playing games using their mind, right? Like Professor X. Okay, so the thing now is, this is part of the transhumanism movement, transcending human nature. So a lot of projects now, if you see in Silicon Valley and across all the top tech hubs of the world, okay, they are all building on transhumanism, from your AI, artificial intelligence, to robotics, right, to your neurochip, to genetics technology, to even creating drugs that transcend, like the movie Limitless, right, where you eat a drug and your brain just opens up to 100%, right? So now the world is moving towards that, creating superhumans, even through technology, and now they're starting it through games. So neuro gaming, that is something that I'm seeing trending right now, right? And blockchain is actually catching up with it. So I think we are living in very exciting times. And in crypto, because we're at the forefront of finance, we get to actually finance, invest into such, I would say, crazy futuristic tech, right? And here at Websea, we are seeing these projects and we are doing our best to get them listed on our platform as well, so that our users get the first rights to actually invest into such exciting projects even before it hits the market. And then gives our users a chance to find that 100, 1000x crypto unicorns, right? So that is what we are offering comparing to other exchanges out there in the world.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's definitely a unique offering, and I haven't heard of Nero Gaming yet, but that makes sense, and I'm going to look into that more because I know this transition into the human tech world in the next 5 to 10 years is going to be crazy, and it's hard in crypto to stay on top of all the new stuff. So if Websea can help do that by finding the latest and listing it, that makes it easy for the innovators to get involved. I appreciate your time, Herbert, for talking about gaming, especially because I think that's going to be huge, and AI, and making an exchange that is an exchange of the future, has the game integrated, focus on the security aspects of DEX, but still having a great user interface. So I'm looking forward to check it out, and I appreciate you taking the time, and all the best with Websea and everything with your team moving forward. And I'll keep those predictions about Bitcoin in mind for the coming months.
You summed it up beautifully. Thank you so much for having me once again. I'll be sure to share it with everybody. Thank you again.